All right.
All right, we're live. Hello, everyone. We're so
Hello.
excited for you to join us. This is Blair Bass, and I'm Hannah Boggs. I'm a Deal Machine member here. I'm the marketing manager. And then, Blair, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay. My name is Blair Bass. I am a real estate investor out of Memphis, Tennessee. I started my journey in 2018, so I've been in it for 2 years now. Deal Machine has helped me a lot in my navigation of understanding how to find discounted properties and to reach out to motivated sellers the best way possible. It's pretty tough doing it with the notepad, but Deal Machine makes it so uh, simple, I would say. Um, yeah, I'm married. I have two beautiful kids, and
Oh,
I'm just looking to scale my business the proper way, be more organized with Deal Machine.
that's awesome. That's awesome. So, what made you start into real estate investing, or what got you interested in it?
Well, in 2016, I graduated from college, University of Southern Mississippi, with a business degree or a hospitality management degree. So, upon graduating, I was looking for a business sector that I can enjoy as well as profit. Unfortunately, in the food industry, I really didn't find anything that stuck out to me and I could really stay long term with. So, I went to a local real estate meetup with a big wholesaler out of the Memphis, Tennessee area. And she kind of broke down what wholesale real estate really was, how to market to sellers, the easiest way to get your first deal. And I pretty much was ready to go at that point. I purchased a high equity list with this investor, and we started sending direct mail and cold calling. But unfortunately, that didn't really work the first time. So I was just kind of figuring out my next strategy. So I just went to YouTube and kind of figured out how and came upon Max Maxwell, and he spoke about the Deal Machine platform to find your distressed properties. So I kind of used that and his other tactics to close my first deal.
Awesome. Yes, we love Max here.
Yeah.
He's so just wise and knows so much about real estate investing. So glad that you got connected with him and found him, and then through that found real estate investing and Deal Machine. That's
Yes.
really great. Really quick before we go any further, I just want to say hello to everyone who's joining us. If you want to tell us where you're joining from, let us know. Blair, you're out of Memphis, Tennessee, you said.
Yes. Memphis, Tennessee.
Awesome. Awesome. So yeah, just in the chat, let us know where you're from. And also any questions for Blair. Blair is going through the Build a Street Team Challenge. And if you have any questions about that or just his real estate investing in general, I'm sure he would love to share how things are going and how it's going for him right now.
Yeah, definitely. If you need anything, I'm an open book. I'm not a super expert yet, but I know enough to get you to the next level, I would say.
Yeah. And Blair, I just want to give you a huge shout out because we actually talk about you within our Deal Machine family, all of our team members, because you're just so active on Facebook, on the Facebook groups, and you are really going for it. So I just
Yeah.
want to commend you there and thank you for being such an active Deal Machine family member. So
It's
we
my
really appreciate it.
it's my pleasure. I know what it takes for you guys to get the exposure. So I would like to give the same value that you give us. So I appreciate you guys so much.
Thank you. Awesome. All right. Well, so we have KM Miles from Salisbury, Minnesota.
Okay.
We have Flipman from Charleston, South Carolina.
Okay.
Chris from Indianapolis. I'm in Indy too.
Okay.
Houston, Texas. Juan is from Houston, Texas.
Houston.
Overcome Obstacles from Atlanta, Georgia. Rodolfo from Austin, Texas. And
Okay.
then Planetara Properties from Everett, Washington. So welcome everyone all over the board today.
Wow. That's
Love it.
way across the map.
Yeah, definitely. So Blair, why don't you tell us why you decided to join the Build a Street Team Challenge. Like, what brought you to that level where you're like, hey, I know that to grow my team, like this is the best option for me, and I really want to grow a street team so that I can get more real estate deals. So tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. Well, a couple of weeks ago, I went to meet my mentor, which is Brent Daniels, and I looked at his system and how his process works and how his team works. And in order for your business to really grow, you have to have a solid foundation, which is organization and structure. So when I was looking at his business and really just chatting with him, I went back to my room after that day and I was trying to figure out what would be the easiest, simplest way to scale my business and do it organically and helping people in the process. So I analyzed what I really obtained using DealMachine, and most of my deals have been some way, shape, or form from DealMachine by using it. But I used to export the list and just made the phone calls. But I really wanted to utilize the DealMachine platform to the fullest capacity. So um, David had you guys actually had a Build a Street Team challenge, and I was back and forth about joining or not, and I just made the decision to use that and to learn from it. If I couldn't use the enterprise version, I would go back and to use that at a later time. But I really wanted to find out how I can utilize DealMachine to the maximum capacity, and I made a decision and joined your challenge, and it's helped me a lot to learn how to build a team the organic way.
That is awesome. Great to hear, because I know a lot of time went into it. David did such a great job of like teaching what he knows and going through all the ins and outs of building a street team, because there's a lot to it.
Yeah.
So how many deals have you closed actually on your own? Not with the street team, because I know you're building it now.
In the past 2 years, I did a couple of JV deals or joint venture deals. So I want to say around 20. Yeah, around 20.
Awesome.
They're on the smaller scale, but the biggest one has been a couple months ago. But as of today, it'd be around 20, 25, I guess.
Awesome. Well, congrats. I know, hey, I like, no matter big or small, obviously we always want the biggest deals. All of us do, because that's the best. Yeah. But I think any deal that you can get, you gain momentum from those, and then they get bigger and bigger. If you don't mind me asking, how big was your largest deal that you closed?
12,000.
Awesome. That's great.
Yeah.
Way to go.
Thank you so much.
Is the Memphis market pretty hot? Are there a lot of investors in the area?
It is pretty hot. It's more so a rental type of market. The deal size, it just varies on what area of the city that you're marketing towards. But as far as investors, there's so many, and there's out-of-state investors that even market here to have potential rentals.
Yeah. No, I figured it was pretty hot. So that's awesome though. Again, like I think a thing that a lot of investors, especially people starting out, they can get overwhelmed or intimidated by having other investors in the market. Yeah. So I don't know if anyone in the chat feels the same way, but like you're thinking like, how can I compete with them? And like creating a list of leads through driving for dollars, and especially building a street team, is one of the ways that you can be on that same level without having to pay the skyrocketed prices that they may, get you to if you're competing against them. So
yes,
that's awesome. I'm really happy to hear that you're just going for it and closing about 25 deals. That's awesome. That's really great.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. All right, I might butcher your name, so I'm sorry, but Adalberto also said, awesome, love the live. And then he also gets intimidated by the large, or when markets are hot with lots of investors. So I just want to encourage you, find the ways to not do what all the other investors are doing. And that's, again, a great way to differentiate yourself is by building a street team. Or if you're not there yet, just driving for dollars.
Yeah, definitely.
Uh, so, well, one, I just want to open it up for questions for people in the chat. Do any of you have any questions for Blair? Now hearing a little bit about his story before we go into more about the challenge.
Ask away.
And also, Blair, I know you have a few little ones. Do you get your family involved in your real estate investing, or if you're driving or anything, or not yet?
Somewhat. I help. My son helps me from time to time put bandit signs up in the city.
Awesome.
As far as making the calls, not so much. We do some kind of driving, but like after an hour, they kind of get agitated. So it's
Yeah.
kind of difficult to drive them around. So they ask a lot. Well, my son asks a lot of questions. My daughter is only 17 months, but my son asks.
Right.
He's a questionnaire, so he'll ask me questions about real estate, which are intriguing. So it they see the growth. They
That's
definitely.
really cool. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, 17 months, she'll get there, but
Yeah.
she can probably not even say full sentences quite yet.
Yes.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, well, we do have some questions coming in. So let me bring one up. All right. So Daniella says, do you send a letter first, then door knock, or vice versa? Blair, what do you do?
That's a great question. Do I send a letter first? So when I first started, I would export my list. I would find a list of around 200 properties, and I would export the list, and then I would just use a dialing system to reach out to the sellers. So when I first began my journey, I was sending letters, but I had a low budget at the moment, and I haven't door knocked yet. But I've heard so many great reviews on door knocking, so I would suggest sending. I would do both. So I would send a letter, and wait a couple of days to see if they've received it, and then I would potentially door knock or ask somebody within the area if it's an absentee owned property, and to see if the neighbors may have any information on the property.
For sure. Yeah, I love that answer. And I again just want to say that when you're investing, it's all about getting to the people at the right time.
Yeah.
They may not be ready this month, but maybe 3 months from now, something happens where they need to get out of their situation, and you're the one who's going to help them to be able to do that. So just
Definitely.
getting to the people at the right time, and letters and knocking, they both are great. So Daniela, thank you for that question. All right, let's go to Juan. He said, when I find vacant properties and owners are LLC, I do feel a little intimidated, but I still send mailers.
Okay.
Sorry, not really a question, but that's great. I think you shouldn't shy away from that at all.
No.
What do you say, Blair?
I would say with LLCs, I've seen a lot of distressed properties, and they may be out of state, and they may not even know that their property is vacant or really distressed. So it's still worth a shot to see if they're interested in potential offer on the property. If not, that would still be a buyer on your buyer's list. And for vacant properties, that's a great lead in itself because they still may be motivated. So they're both worth a shot. So you'll win in the long run. You may get a buyer, or you may get a potential deal from the LLC. Relationships with that one, definitely.
Awesome. Yeah, and Chris actually asked that same question. Chris also had another question, and I'm going to shoot this over to you because you're going through it right now, and I want to hear from you and how that's going. So what's the best way to recruit a team?
So the best way to recruit a team, I would say primary number one is ask friends and family. Just let friends and family know, like, hey, I'm just getting into the real estate sector. I'm looking to find some properties that need a lot of love and care. If you're driving around, can you send me a couple deals? And if they send you a couple deals, maybe they could be added to your deal finding team. And you can find creative ways. Maybe you may not have a budget, or you do have a budget. It just depends. You can find ways to compensate them. You may be able to take them to lunch, or to give them a gift card, or maybe pay them per lead. You have to be really creative on building your team. So friends and family would be one. LinkedIn, Facebook. I would just ask around, maybe other wholesalers or maybe new investors that are looking to buy their first flip. You guys can partner up as well to see if they can be added to your Deal Machine platform, and then maybe you guys can do a partnership that way. Just, I would say, be as creative as possible, but first and foremost, friends and family would be uh, the primary answer for that one.
Definitely. Definitely. I 100% agree with that. I think you definitely got to start with the people around you and those who are already rooting you on.
Yeah.
Maybe you know someone close to you, a family member who's out of a job right now and would love to help you out or learn more about real estate investing and drive for you. So start there, and then I think as you keep growing, that's when you can reach out to more and more. So great question, Chris. All right, Blair, I don't know if you have a buyer's list, but Chris also asked, how do I build a strong buyer's list? And I just want to have you answer that.
I love this question. So I'm not sure what market you are in, Chris, but depending on which market, I would go on Facebook and type in your local real estate investing group. And within the search bar in the group, I would search cash buyers. And this is a free lead. And from all the postings, you can see the recent posts that other investors have posted. And in the comment section, there'll be emails and phone numbers for cash buyers. So that would be your primary one. I would trade with other wholesalers. If you have a small list, you can say, hey, my name is Chris. I'm looking to grow my buyers list. Would you be open to trade each other's lists? Some may say no, but it's worth a shot to ask and to build relationships with other wholesalers and other investors. I would go to local real estate meetups. I know due to COVID, it's kind of hard, but there's some virtual real estate meetups. So I would try to find out if you guys have those in your area and kind of log in to see if they have any and to see if there's potential buyers, and just reach out to them. If they have an email, just post in the chat, I'm looking to build my buyers list, and put your email and, build that way. The paid version could be listsource.com. You can reach out to me and I can kind of give you the criteria to find recent cash buyers with cash sales in the past year. And you can use that source and you can skip trace them and reach out to them. I think those would be the best ones right now.
Awesome. All right. We also have, how did you find your mentor? You mentioned you work with, your mentor is Brent Daniels, correct? How did you come across him?
Well, actually, when I closed the deal, I have two mentors, but my first one, Brent Daniels, I closed the deal with DealMachine May of this year. And I posted my testimony within the real estate group on Wholesaling Inc. And someone paid for me to join the TTP, which is Brent Daniels' program, just off that post that I made. So I just took advantage of that opportunity, and I did the same thing that I do on the Deal Machine forums, and I just post my journey and my progress, and we've just grown a relationship that way because he sees my ambition to be prosperous. So we just grew a relationship that way. So he's very helpful in all aspects. He's a great coach. I think if you don't have the budget to join TTP, I would definitely go on YouTube and listen to his podcast and his coaching tips. And my other mentor, he's in the Memphis area. He's a buy and hold investor out in Bartlett, Tennessee. And he assists me in giving me the bandit signs to help my business grow. But I go over there just to ask for advice. So if you have anybody within your market that is older or is very seasoned, I would just reach out to them and just say, hey, I'm looking to get into real estate. Is there a way that we can have a cup of coffee, or we can have a Zoom meeting, or if I have any questions, can I reach out to you to potentially grow and to learn the proper way? I think having a mentor kind of helps the learning curve a little better instead of just bouncing around. I would strongly suggest finding a mentor.
Awesome. Yeah. And I just want to hit on one more thing that you said is that you were really active in the Facebook groups that you're a part of. And I commended you on that already. Like, if you're not active in Facebook groups, especially the DealMachine community group, join it and start posting, interact with other people, because you can definitely meet people in there and get motivation and see what other people are doing, because everyone does it a little bit differently, and there are some really great ideas in there. So definitely join that.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. I have one more question, and then we're going to move into the challenge, because I'm really excited to show everyone and then also get your take and see what your favorite parts of it were or are. Okay, so Overcome Obstacles said, do you cold call or do you have an acquisitions manager, dispositions manager? And so yeah, you take it away.
Okay, so that's a great question. I was cold calling personally on a dialer, uploading mass lists from DealMachine, but due to my family circumstances, I have to time block, and the time blocking really got strenuous. And my wife is just recently went to real estate school, so she's doing it virtually. So it's kind of tough for me to do the calls. So DealMachine was right on time to just potentially just build a team and to send mail. So that would probably be my primary source right now until everything changes and more deals come, and hopefully everything is together and my son can go back to school, because he's in school virtually as well. So it's a lot of that task that I can't really make the phone calls the consistent way. So if I use DealMachine, I would just skip trace them right then, and to potentially reach out to them if I didn't get a picture. Or if it's owner occupied and it doesn't look vacant, or there's so many circumstances within DealMachine that you may have to just cold call right then and there. So that would probably be my only way. An acquisition or disposition. My wife is actually my dispositions manager, so she helps me sell my deals. So
awesome.
No acquisitions manager. I am the acquisitions manager right now.
You'll get there though. You'll have a whole team before you know it.
I believe that. I believe that.
Yes. All right. So Overcome Obstacles also just asked, DealMachine will build your team. Explain. So let's go through the Build a Street Team Challenge, because I am really excited to share it and kind of just show everyone what it's all about. All right, so this is the sign up page for the Build a Street Team Challenge. And before we get into that, basically, I just want to give you like the 5-minute of what it is. It is a course for people, for real estate investors, real estate operators that want to build a street team. Maybe you don't have a street team. You've always wanted to build a street team. You love driving for dollars, but think it's going to be too expensive. That's what it's all about, like helping you to build a street team, helping you to create the strategy around it, helping you to put the procedures in place so that you can find success with a street team going forward. So we help you do it in 30 days. And that's kind of what it's all about. As far as what it goes through, I'm going to show you guys a little bit about, I'm just scrolling through the page right now. I'm going to show you guys a little bit about what the actual course is. All right. Getting in. Okay. So there's 4 weeks. The first week is all about learning about a new lead source, mindset, and understanding DealMachine. The second week is all about preparing to recruit your drivers, creating your systems, and getting your leads from existing team members. So just like Blair talked about, starting with the people who are closest around you, whether you have a team, family members, etc., that's who you're going to start with. Hiring, week 3 is all about hiring and onboarding, plus training your deal finders. And then week 4 is about managing your high performing team and creating accountability within your deal finder team. So Let me show you a little bit around here. So this is where the course is housed. You get access to this for a lifetime once you purchase it. It is $99. So it's for all that you get. That's a steal of a deal, if you ask me. But I'm not here to sell you this. I'm just here to tell you about it. And if it fits for you, then that's awesome, because it's definitely something that I think can help a lot of people. One exciting addition that I know Blair has recently taken advantage of is that when you sign up for the Build a Street Team Challenge, to get you off the ground and get you to where you need to be, we're giving you 30 days free of the DealMachine Street Engine Enterprise account, because while you can do this with the Pro account, if you're a basic user right now, I wouldn't suggest that you go to this level yet, but especially if you're Pro and you're thinking about maybe switching to Enterprise because of all the capabilities that the DealMachine Street Engine Enterprise account has for you to build a street team, I would suggest going through this, and it will help you really get acclimated to it fast and show you how helpful it can be. So yeah, Blair recently signed up for the 30-day free trial of Enterprise so that he can get his recruitment up and going. All right. I'm going to go into some of the weeks a little bit, but Blair, I wanted to ask you, did you have a favorite week, or like one week where you're like, wow, I learned so much. My brain is just exploding with all this knowledge.
Let's see. My favorite, it's kind of hard to choose because it was such a great course. It's really quick, it's simple, and it's to the point. But the week where you begin the foundation of time blocking and understanding what your goals are and KPIs, and to find the opportunity zones to actually implement DealMachine the proper way, I think that was my favorite week. And another one was to begin the journey of what kind of pay structure that you want to have your deal finders be on.
Yes.
That kind of gave me a lot of insight of how many tactics I can use based off if you have a budget, or if you have no budget at all, you can still utilize your enterprise version to the best of your abilities.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so that was week 2 for both of those things. And that's definitely my favorite week as well, because I feel like you just get so much done, so much of like the groundwork that you need to really build on and push yourself forward. So I love that. If you don't mind me asking, you talked about pay structure. Which pay structure did you choose and why?
Well, I chose the pay per lead option. The reason why I chose that, because the budget, and 2, I have a lot of friends and family that are interested in it, but they don't really know how to get in it. So I kind of just reached out to friends and family to see if they were interested, and a couple people asked personally if they could join or they can help me in any way. So I utilized that platform.
Awesome. No, I love that one. And I'm glad that you chose that, because it sounds perfect for your situation and with the people that you're working with. So awesome. Yeah. Really great job. And I just wanted to show everyone that week 2, day 2, that's where you kind of talk about your payment structures. There's 3 different payment structures that David goes over, and he talks about when to use them and when not to use them, because not every payment structure is the right payment structure for your business. And he'll go into the reasons why and help you decide which one is best. All right. What else do you think people need to know about the Build a Street Team Challenge, Blair, from your point of view? Because I want to hear from a student's point of view.
Sure. I meant to say pay per close deal. I'm not sure if I said that. I may have said pay per lead, but I meant per close deal. But
awesome.
I apologize.
No, you're fine.
My takeaway would to be consistent with your deal finders. Once you do find a group of them, just to say that you have them in your your system, it still doesn't mean that they're active. So you have to make sure that you're staying engaged and to keep them encouraged and to see what their progress is. And if they call you, please be available to reach back out to them. If you're busy, I would, shoot them a text and just let them know we can talk personally, but have that relationship and to kind of give them some guidance to see what they could do, what they can improve on. If you guys can come together to sit down and if they could see it hands on DealMachine to see what they've done. And I would also say create a group chat, so everybody can stay engaged within each other to see how everybody else is doing. And if you can get other people engaged at the same time. So I think I utilized group me to engage my team right now.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also I just remembered, if you check out our YouTube channel, which I know some of you are on right now, David has been going through, he actually has some drivers right now, and we have a few, I think 2 videos up now that talk about the process that he goes through with his drivers,
Okay.
and like his weekly meetings that he has with them. I think that one just went up this week, possibly. You'll have to look.
Okay.
And like, it's just real life. This is how he does it. So there's definitely different ways to do it. I love using GroupMe or using a group chat because it's definitely helpful to go through that with, with your team and connecting them to you so that they know where to ask questions or they just feel more comfortable with it.
Sure.
All right. I also wanted to show you guys once you're in a day. So this is like day 1, kind of what it looks like. So there are videos for each and every day. So this is week 2, day 1. You can scroll through and you see that there are just a few videos for this day. They're all pretty short, so you can get through them really fast. And then underneath, there's a bunch of notes about what you're learning. And then also, if there's any kind of like takeaway or printable or worksheet that you need, it will be underneath as well. So I also went to this because I know that in this one, David talks a little bit about the 50 for 50 challenge. And Blair, I know that you are working on a 50 for 50 challenge right now. And I just wanted to ask you how that's going. And if you could tell the people who are on right now what that is and why you're doing it.
So the 50 for 50 challenge is to engage your team to stay inspired, to actually compensate your deal finders to find as many properties as they can in one day, or you can break it up to multiple days, but I would think just one day would be ideal. So if they can find 50 properties in one day, you have to compensate them $50. And everybody, even yourself, you can compensate yourself to just have everybody engaged. And as far as my progress, I haven't checked today, but I think 1 or 2 will probably be the ones that are engaging in it. A lot of my deal finders, they have work at the moment, so they work from home. So it's kind of tough. So I'm gonna check to see what the progress is. Hopefully, somebody or 2 have joined the challenge. But yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna say that you're not always gonna have like a huge amount of people coming through, but really, if you're looking for drivers, you just need a few really good ones that are gonna stay with it and who are gonna drive for you, and they're gonna be motivated to do that. So I think that's great, and I hope these 2 work out for you.
Definitely, definitely.
That's awesome. Well, that's kind of it for the challenge. I definitely have more I could say about it, but I just want to let you guys know that if you have questions, if you're the right, if like you're in the right season of your real estate investing business, because not everyone is. And I will tell you right off the bat, like if you're a beginner, this is not for you, because if you're a beginner, you're probably driving for dollars yourself. You're maybe not at the point where you're ready to grow massively. And this is for the people who want to grow extremely fast, and they have the means to do it. So like you've had a few deals, you kind of understand that process, and you're ready to take on more. So if you're not to that level, don't do this yet. But we definitely want to help you get there. So if you are just starting out, check out our YouTube channel to learn how you can increase your business, make it better, get more deals, like just the little things. Elise does a great job of teaching on the YouTube channel. Definitely check that out, and also join these lives, continue joining the lives, because they're really informative. But if you are to the point where you're ready to build a street team, I would say check out the Build a Street Team Challenge. The next one starts October 26th. I believe that's the Monday. Yeah, October 26th. So if you're ready, sign up and get ready to get going. So we would love for you to join in and love for you to be part of the challenge and join the challenge community, where you get to see how awesome Blair is doing along with some of our other challenge participants. So I really want to encourage you there. And last but not least, any other questions for Blair or anything like that from the chat? Also, Blair, if I don't know what stage some of these people are in, but if they are more beginner, what advice would you have for them right now?
That's a great question. So my first, well, I have a lot of them. So my first one, I would build your buyers list. That would be crucial. If you have great deals but have no buyers, that's kind of that's a stressful situation. So I would grow your buyers list to between 200 to 1,000 within a month, the 3-month time span. It's pretty. It sounds tough, but it's pretty simple. So I would say build your buyers list, build your network. So don't be afraid to network with other wholesalers, hard money lenders, realtors. Realtors are really your friends. So network with a lot of realtors, and actually go out to your community and let people know that, hey, I'm looking for distressed properties. Find as many referrals as possible. Find as many people that can find properties for you as possible. It makes life so much simpler, because you can buy leads all day. You can drive all day, but you want to utilize your time wisely, because that's the biggest asset. Your time is the most important thing. My last takeaway would be to have fun. Enjoy it. Bring people around you that want to see you grow and want to see you successful. Have that mindset. I would read as much as possible about real estate and mindset, and to just don't stress about it, because it will come. It may not come in the 30 days. It may not come in 60. It may not come in 90. My first deal, it took 6 to 8 months. So don't be discouraged about that. Just enjoy the process. And once you do get your first deal, invest it wisely. Put it to the side for taxes, and to pour it back into yourself, and most definitely pour it back into your business. I would specifically use DealMachine and to scale it to the best way possible, because other ways are great, but DealMachine is very economical, and you can scale fast.
Oh, I love it, and I'm feeling so motivated by that. I especially love the have fun part, because if you're not having fun with this, you're doing it wrong. This can be a great thing, and especially if you're passionate about it, just like you are. I mean, it's obvious that you're passionate about real estate through this, through just seeing you interact on Facebook. Definitely. Also, for people who maybe want to connect with you on Facebook, your name is just Blair Bass on Facebook, correct?
That's correct.
Awesome. Yeah, so look him up. Definitely connect with him on all the social media platforms, because he is dropping so much knowledge for us all. And it's fun to just see your journey with us all.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate the time and the opportunity. I hope everybody's successful, and just continue to take action, guys.
Awesome. Well, with that, we are going to say goodbye to you all. Thank you so much for joining. And Blair, we just so appreciate you joining us, because You've been a blast to have on, and I wish you all the success. And I know you're going to get it. So I don't
Yes.
even need to wish you that, but I still will.
Well, thank
So
you.
awesome. Can't wait
Thank
to see where your journey takes you.
Yes. Thank you so much.
All right. We'll talk soon.
All right. Thank you.
See ya. Bye.